But then the Italian flags came out when Schillaci snapped up the rebound following Bonner's save from Donadoni's shot. And at half-time in the Olympic Stadium in Rome, it's Italy 1, the Republic of Ireland 0.
Well, terribly well, the Irish, in the first half an hour or so, but giving the ball away was something that Jack Charlton won't be terribly pleased about, and I suspect he's making his feelings...
yeah, I know, Jack. He won't be very happy with the reason we conceded the goal. He likes the ball to be played beyond the Italian defence, to get them turned and then pressurise them. And we played a little bit in front there with John losing out, and then they came on the counter-attack. And, of course, we saw what happened. A good shot from Donadoni, almost knocked Packy Bonner off his feet. And Schillaci done wonderfully well just to side-foot the ball into the net. It would have been easy, in fact, to snatch at that shot and knock it over the bar.
What do you think about the refereeing in that first half?
Well, I've not been very happy, and I've also said so sitting down there with John Motson. I felt anything that was going, he was giving it only one way, and that was to the Italians. Mind you, that's to be expected. I've seen it happen before, Desmond.
What do you think the Irish might do in this second half? Now, we'll know very shortly, but would you imagine that Jack might change the team around, perhaps bring Cascarino on for the second half?
Well, I certainly anticipate that if it stays 1-0 for Italy midway through the second half, he'd sling Tony on and we'll bombard them, because it looks like we're getting a little bit of joy with crosses in the box. But may I also say that some of our build-up play has been very, very good, and a match for what the Italians have done.
Who would you pick out for the Irish in that first half, Liam?
McGrath and Quinn, I think. Yeah. And for the Italians, of course, that man again, Schillaci.
And Houghton's had a good first half too.
Yes, well, the whole Irish team has played superbly well. They rattled the Italians, they hustled them, and they weren't happy. For over half an hour, you could see the Italians weren't happy, and the Italian crowd was very quiet.
What's it like being on the receiving end of a Jack Charlton team talk at half-time?
Well, I've had a few of those.
I know you have, that's why I asked.
He doesn't like the ball to be put at risk at all in midfield, and I like to play the ball a bit, or I like to play the ball a bit, so I received a few rollickings from Jack in my time. But he understands as well that this can happen, you know.
Yeah, they're still very much in it, right?
I believe so, I believe so. Anytime we've got up around the Italian goal and got the ball in the box, we've created a lot of danger for the Italian defence.
Yeah, and Quinn was unlucky with that header. The goalkeeper did pretty well.
Yeah, a very good save from Zenga.
OK, Liam, you go back to your commentary position with John.
Okay.
And
it's Townsend and Sheedy on the ball. Sheridan. And I think he's going to let them take it again. Encroachment. Bonner and his men. And they've given those supporters 2 weeks and more of real pleasure. Their first ever visit to the finals of the World Cup, and they've distinguished themselves and won many friends. But, as they say in football, the result is what people will remember, and Jack Charlton's team were defeated by a single goal scored by Schillaci after 38 minutes of the first half, and it's that goal which takes Italy, the hosts, and many people's favourites, into the semi-final in Naples against Argentina on Tuesday night. But our hearts go out to the Republic of Ireland.
it's been a magnificent night here. The Irish will be very proud of that performance. They brought a special magic to the occasion, Bob, I think.
They're absolutely sensational and made the Italians at times look really ordinary. But I think the Irish can be really proud of themselves. The country can be proud of them. They couldn't have given any more to the manager. I mean, I'm very pleased for Ajak personally, but I've got to say this, his team, the players, they gave 100%. And I mean, it's criminal that they haven't had something to show for it. I was a bit disappointed with the officials. I thought that every time there was an aerial challenge, you penalised the Irish in one form or another. And of course that didn't help the Irish, because they need to win free kicks, they need to get near the box to create the problems. But they were absolutely sensational and played good football. It wasn't a case of just knocking long balls up. It was very thoughtful, and the Italians will be glad to have that one out of the way. That's the hardest match they'll have in this World Championship.
Jack will stay on the job, won't he?
Well, I hope so. I hope so. I don't think he can follow this.
for Calterin. Schifo's coming to help him. Kolemans is in the middle here. Now, Calderay. Pivot tries to get to his man. This is Michel. Calderay still working as hard as ever. Julio Alberto on his left. Butragueño trying to get...
Wins a pub. We beat them 3-0 here. I'll settle for 3-0 again today.
In Dublin's fair city, there's a party atmosphere for football that just won't be shaken, no matter who the opponents, no matter what the political situation. Football is a passion, and these are passionate people.
Jackie Chart, no way the lads.
Oh, we're definitely going to win today. 2 points in the bag. Bear on. You have to be heard, definitely.
Outside the hotel, Jack's boys had gone for an early morning stroll in preparation for the big match. They didn't see it as a grudge game, just another game with just 2 points at stake.
It's not as if there's any hatred between us or anything like that, or there's anything we must beat them. I wouldn't think so, because we get on so well together. If we just find it an awful pity that unfortunately both of us are in the same group.
Is this a special one for the Irish, Northern Ireland?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, you know, the one thing about Northern Ireland, they've always had one great result over the last few years. They've always come and done something that they were not expected to. And we're hopeful that, you know, this time it won't be us that gets the sort of lash.
The lash. Best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Northern Ireland came to Dublin knowing they had to get at least a point to stay in World Cup contention. Billy Bingham's resources had been stretched through injury. All his stealth, know-how and experience were needed now.
Jack has stimulated football in the south of Ireland here tremendously. So we would hope that we could quieten the crowd a little bit with our own play and play well.
Without a doubt, Charlton's greatest success is building a tremendous team spirit. He's a big man with a personality big enough to generate the passion on the pitch that's mirrored on the terraces. Charlton's an idol, and his public demand the best. Today, Ireland came together to confine rivalry for once to the sporting arena. This was no battle, more a who's who in Irish football and Irish entertainment. Do you enjoy being in the atmosphere with the singing?
Oh, very much so, yeah. It lifts your blood and it's exciting. I suppose in a way it's a bit like being at a concert, you know, when you're feeling the public reaction.
And they're going to do it today, you think?
I think so. I think it's going to like 2-1 maybe to Republic.
We're seconds away from kick-off now. Just for the record, half the Northern Ireland team are Catholics and half the Republic team are English. All this is about is football and World Cup qualification. Before the game, a minute's silence for the victims of terrorism was impeccably observed. When the action began, the commentator was Alan Parry.
Quinn getting up well again, it breaks to Townsend. Ball taken off him by O'Neill, and cleared by Donaghy. Kevin Moran wins the header. Good challenge there by McGrath. And now Townsend. He's got Houghton in a good position to his right. Well, it was a spectacular effort, but maybe one or two of his teammates will say, well, you had players better placed for the shot than you, but you can't really blame him for having a go.
In all fairness, a great effort. I mean, from here, you know, I actually thought it was going to bounce past the keeper and go in. I mean, this is going to be a danger all afternoon, these surging runs from both Townsend and Keane, and both powerful shots. And he's desperately unlucky there. I don't think Tommy Wright knew too much about that.
Donaghy swings it in. Wasn't a bad one, but McGrath was equal to it. Morrow loses out then. Houghton. It's a great long ball for Coyne, who takes it in his stride beautifully. Good work by the goalkeeper. Tommy Wright to Northern Ireland's rescue then. Lovely incisive movement by the Republic. Dowie and Gray jumping for the same ball. And Magilton couldn't win it. Strong play in the middle of the field by the Republic. Staunton. Staunton again turns it forward to Coyne, and again Tommy Wright judged his run from the goal line to perfection. Phelan hooking it in towards Quinn. It was a lovely little turn by Niall Quinn.
Well, they say you should score in your good times, and at the moment you get the distinct impression that the Republic are very, very close to coming very, very close to scoring, I would think, at the moment.
Houghton on to Irwin, forward to the captain, and a little layoff. Oh, to go! And a splendid goal as well by Andy Townsend. 20 minutes gone. Townsend begins and finishes off A move which has given the Republic a vital lead.
Yes, well, whether that's an intentional layoff there from Niall Quinn, I don't know. We'll give him the credit, but great support play by Andy Townsend.
It's really compressed there in midfield, but Keane breaks clear. Donaghy across to cover. Now, how will the referee read that one? He's read it, in fact, as no offence. Play continues. McGrath. Staunton. They're looking good now. The Irish buzzing. Houghton plays it into Quinn. A superb finish, and it's 2 goals in 2 minutes for the Republic.
Some absolutely excellent midfield play here. First Staunton gets it, lays it up to Houghton. A lovely little curling ball in. And Niall Quinn, in all fairness, who gets first across the defender, shows his strength, and then tidies the thing away very, very well. We said at the start the key areas would be midfield, and now we're seeing the value of that. They are absolutely rampant in midfield at the moment, the Republic.
And another quick throw to Phelan. That's a lovely little back header by Keane, and Irwin tries a shot from great distance. He scored 1 goal in his previous 16 internationals. Excellent long ball to Keane. Houghton takes over. Swings it in towards Quinn. Good one-handed save by Wright, and Niall Quinn looking really dangerous now.
Yes, once again we see them, they dominate. This all starts from a great run forward from Keane. Ball whipped into the box, and there's Niall Quinn doing what he's particularly good at. And a fine save, I would say, from the keeper.
And more problems for him. This will be carried in by Staunton, and an in-swinger. Oh, it's gone in! A combination of errors, but no one in Dublin really minds. Staunton takes the congratulations, and the Republic have increased their lead to 3-0 with 16 minutes still remaining in the first half.
Well, if you're Billy Bingham, you know it's not your day when that sort of thing happens. I was just thinking they haven't had a corner. Steve Staunton hits these usually brilliantly. I was thinking, what a mess you've made of that, Steve. And all of a sudden, he's made the best mess possible. I think it's also fair to say, on behalf of the Billy Bingham boys, that they know full well that they haven't had a particularly strong side for a year or two since their halcyon days. And they're probably playing against the best ever Republic side.
Well, now Morrow has sliced the ball over his line for another corner, and it'll be hard in the mouth time for the Northern Ireland defenders after what happened from the last one. Staunton's taking it short this time. Houghton knocks it in towards Moore, and McGrath who got the header in, and that was so close from Quinn to yet another goal. He knows he should have scored.
Yes, but you see now what's happening, that they do not know where they are at the moment. He's played it's a nice, cute ball, but really they've slept in there, the Northern Irish team. Header from McGrath. As I say, Quinn should have been further on the score sheet. They really don't know what day it is now.
I don't think either Jack Charlton or this 33,000 capacity crowd will allow them to switch off. They're in the mood for goals. Houghton with a good ball forward. Staunton had made a good run, his Aston Villa clubmate. And they're not allowing these defenders any time to settle. They're hurrying and chasing as though it was 0-0, and their tactics have paid off. Worthington's mistake, another corner. Swung in towards Quinn, and Coyne in behind him, and Tommy Wright just fingertipped it away.
Well, that's the sort of thing you need to test a keeper that perhaps is suspect through injury or whatever. Just float the ball under his bar and test whether he's got any spring in him. And to be fair to the kid, he's dealt with that one.
He's got to deal with one from the other side now. Hit in high this time towards Moore, who won the header, and Coyne was close. Very close.
And that's a luxury. I was just looking at the number of bodies in the box there. I mean, you've got people like Quinn, you've got McGrath, you've got Moran, all excellent headers. And there's not even a Keane. Keane's not even in for this one, and Keane is a tremendous header of the ball.
The half-time score, 3-0 to the Republic. But with a capacity of just 33,000 at Lansdowne Road, thousands of others, were looking for alternatives. If you can't get a ticket for the game, there's only one place to watch it. That's in a bar. This one's called the Dubliner. Surprise, surprise. If you can't beat them, join them. Cheers. Everyone's got a grandstand seat. Everyone has a pint of the black stuff in their hand. The Dublin publicans love Jack Charlton.
Ireland are playing magic football, you know, for a team, a long-ball team, everybody's calling it magic football. Quinn, you know, done nothing Man City all season. He scores a wonderful goal, doesn't it?
Couldn't you get a ticket?
No, I didn't try. It's going over close, like, you know. Probably could have gone outside, but it will cost me too much, and I haven't got the money to spend for it, so.
What do you think the final score will be?
4-0, the Republic.
And who's going to score the next one?
Townsend. Or Niall Quinn.
Hedge your bets here.
Worthington knocking it long for Dowie. He wins it well. Gray. Well, it was a clever effort. Not a hoot of derision, as you'd expect from this home crowd, but one of those, if it had gone in, it would look absolutely splendid.
Yeah, that's their best effort to date.
Ball by Donaghy. That wasn't a very good ball, though. Straight to Keane. Now to Houghton. And he makes a run for him to one side, Keane to the other. He finds Quinn. And Tommy Wright just about got there at the second attempt, having fumbled Quinn's initial shot. Certainly the best spell of the game for Northern Ireland, and that shot on the turn again from Donaghy, bounced awkwardly in front of Bonner, but he dealt with it. Never scored, Mal Donaghy, and this is his 81st international appearance. He's easily the most experienced player on the side. Straight to Staunton. And Donaghy did well to block the cross, and so did Staunton on the clearance, and in fact it took a little double deflection, so it's a corner. But unlucky there, Mal Donaghy, and it's been taken quickly to Houghton on the edge of the box, and then back to him again. Oh, he knew exactly what he was doing there, Ray Houghton.
That'd have been a superb goal, wouldn't it? Quick thinking. Steve Staunton catches the the Northern defence unawares. Little 1-2. He's seen the situation, just nearly edged it into that top corner of the net. But that was bright and that was quick thinking.
Cascarino. He did well to get a cross in there, and Keane produces a fine shot and an even better save. Keane has earned the corner, which has gone in short to Houghton. Then back to Staunton. Across the face of goal, and McGrath turns it wide. Smiling now. He wouldn't have been if it was 0-0.
Very, very well worked corner here. Big Macca won't be too happy with that finish. He should really have registered from there.
We're into the last minute now, and Northern Ireland have a free kick here. Whipped in by Hughes, and the header by McDonald was well saved. Must have been difficult for Bonner, that, with so many people crowding around him.
I should think he's the only Republic player that's appreciated the second half. Aki Bonner. He certainly had a lot more to do, and nothing untoward there.
That's it, the final whistle, it's all over, and that spell of scintillating football in the first half by the Republic of Ireland, with goals by Townsend, Quinn and Staunton, and they've kept themselves very much in the picture for USA 94.
Jack had done it again. The Republic, no question, the better team. 3-0 winners, almost certainly ending Northern Ireland's interest in the World Cup and keeping their own interest nicely ticking over.
We're looking all right. We're on target. We've won our 3 home games up to now. We've scored, what, 9 goals, given none away. We've taken points off the 2 who are considered were the 2 dangers in the division, and we're on track.
It was important that we won today. I think at the end of the day, it didn't really matter how. Second half, we didn't play as well. They played with a lot of pride second half, but you know, in that spell during the first half there, we sort of knocked the stuffing out of them a wee bit.
We have to win our home games. You know, I mean, virtually that's expected of us. So we've just done the job the way it was meant to be. You know, we're no more excited than we were after Spain and Denmark. We're doing our job steadily.
We're soaking wet. The Republic have won 3-0. Unfortunately, I'm going home. There's only one thing going to happen in this city tonight, though.
One of them with a pint of Guinness. Did you spot that? Well, if you didn't see the 90 minutes this afternoon, I can tell you that
anything else, and Spain-Denmark could have a bearing. Billy Bingham, in his last match as Northern Ireland manager, recalled Reading striker Jimmy Quinn on the eve of his 34th birthday as the home team tried to spoil the party. Dundee United's Michael O'Neill on the bench, along with assistant manager Jimmy Nicholl of Wraith Rovers. In the opposition, Roy Keane and Andy Townsend, a talented twosome at the heart of the midfield. And, of course, Celtic's Pat Bonner in goal. Highlights with Tony Gubba.
Again, they're looking for Quinn. That came off Kernahan's head. This is McGrath. Ray Houghton. Just Aldridge forward. Townsend, good jump. Quinn. Flicked on nicely. There was a handball, but play waved on. Quinn. That was a great effort by Niall Quinn. From fully 35 yards or maybe more, elected to have a very early strike at Tommy Wright. There were appeals initially for a handball, and Wright was happy to see that one drift a couple of feet wide. Three in the wall. This is Quinn, and that was very optimistic, but it took a deflection anyway, and so Northern Ireland have forced the corner. The corner played short. Knocked in by Jim Magilton. Bonner's come for it, and he just managed to claw it away from the forehead of Alan MacDonald at the back post. Northern Ireland enjoying a little spell of sustained pressure. Again, it's knocked in. Looking for Quinn. The ball had beaten McGrath, and Quinn wasn't able to direct it down. Bonner out of his area to take the free kick. This is Fleming, pursued by McGoldrick. McDonald's header. Here's Aldridge, didn't bounce kindly for him. And that's been scooped away finally for a corner. But if the bounce had been a little bit more favourable to John Aldridge, that might have been the opening goal. It comes over his shoulder and then seemed to drop back towards him instead of in front, which is where he wanted it. And there was quite a strong push from Alan MacDonald, which the Republic complained about, but it's just a corner, which McGoldrick will take. Hit long, and again, the keeper under no pressure as he claimed that. Flicked on by Aldridge. Quinn tried to shield it from MacDonald and then took a kick from Taggart. Play continues. Terry Phelan goes in strongly. Again, play waved on. McGoldrick. Ray Houghton won the header, but he couldn't get enough force behind it. In fact, it's Roy Keane. He couldn't get enough force behind it, and now the ball has gone out to enable treatment to the injured player. Not sure if Roy Keane was trying to direct that back towards Ray Houghton. Kevin Wilson, supported by the fullback. Now Magilton tried to get it back to him. This is Maldonaghy. They've done well here, the Republic. They've really pressurised them, and they've got extra players forward. McGoldrick. Still play goes on. Keane. Out to Ray Houghton, chipped up. Quinn helped it on, and there was nobody coming in behind John Aldridge, and it wouldn't have mattered anyway because the linesman's flag went up for offside. But just for a moment then, the Republic broke out of their own half, and it was 6-on-3. This is Dennis Irwin. Got Keane on the touchline, Houghton breaking through the middle. Taggart prevents the corner, gives it straight back to Irwin. Townsend. In again, Townsend. And for a third time, Ray Houghton are trying to tee it up for somebody. This is McGoldrick. Keane, who won it, hooked up by Taggart, and finally it'll be claimed by Tommy Wright. But just signs as we approach half-time of the Republic getting a little bit bolder and pushing a few more players forward. Kernahan's header, and he was helped out by McGrath. This is Magilton. Now Mel Donaghy. Gray's little touch. Hooked over his head by Hughes. Well, the crowd on the far side for a moment thought it had gone in. Young Michael Hughes, who's the baby of the side at 22, so alert to the possibility here. And Bonner was scrambling. Well, Patty Bonner has plenty of time. Clash of heads between Kernahan and Quinn. The referees looked at the two players who are both holding their heads. In fact, he's given a decision against Alan MacDonald just on the edge of the Northern Ireland penalty area. That's the clash of heads between the two players who are now receiving treatment. Billy Bingham, as agitated as he's been a quite composed spectator for most of this match, as has Jack Charlton, but the stakes are so high. Yes, free kick was given, and Dennis Irwin is something of a free kick specialist, just indicating to the referee he wants the ball back the full distance. It's certainly in a good range for the Manchester United fullback. The wall edging forward. Irwin points it out, but he'll have to take it as it is. And he didn't get it past the defensive wall, but they came forward too soon, and it will have to be taken again. And the letter of the law is that there should be a caution if players break out, and that is the case. Kevin Wilson, the offending player. So Dennis Irwin has another try, and this time the wall surely can't break early. Again, he didn't get it through the wall, but Ray Houghton saved by the legs of Tommy Wright. Irwin can knock it back. He's looking for help, and there isn't any, and it'll be a corner. Now it's a goal kick. Must have just clipped the heels of Dennis Irwin, but that's the closest the Republic have come to getting the goal that they require. Irwin trying to knock it right through the wall. Ray Houghton pouncing on the loose ball. Good save by the Nottingham Forest keeper. Michael Hughes came off McGrath, and Northern Ireland have broken out of the defensive position into which they've been pushed back for quite a long spell. And Nigel Worthington looks to be winding up for a throw deep into the Republic penalty area. Quinn knocks it back, he did it well. Oh, it was a shot from Wilson, blocked by the defender. And that hit the back of Roy Keane, but it's retrieved by Ray Houghton, and it's a much better match in the second half. Roy Keane came off the feet of Magilton, and it's another corner, but at the other end, Kevin Wilson of Notts County looked to be so close to putting Northern Ireland ahead. It was a long throw by Nigel Worthington, laid back by Quinn, and in fact it was Alan Kernahan who turned his back on it. Alan McLaughlin of Portsmouth on as a replacement for Ray Houghton, with a quarter of the match remaining. Worthington. Quinn on the chase. Covered by McGrath. That'll be a throw to the north. Ian Dowie of Southampton, about to win his 21st cap, replacing Philip Gray of Sunderland. So it's a twin striking partnership of Jimmy Quinn and Ian Dowie now for the North, as they look for the goal that will upset the Republic of Ireland's World Cup ambition. Dowie gets his first touch. Quinn. Worthington. Dowie again. Shields the ball well. And gets it through to Wilson. Down to Quinn. Oh, it's a wonderful strike! And inevitably it's that man, Jimmy Quinn. The North have taken the lead. And Windsor Park has erupted. That's how much it means to Northern Ireland. And Billy Bingham's last match as manager may yet bring that strange twist of glory if they are to defy and deny the Republic. What a great strike by Jimmy Quinn. That's a player on top of his game. His 22nd goal of the season. Remarkable. We're only into the middle of November. Quinn gets a little flick on Aldridge, but he's had to go wide. Came off the defender. And Worthington and McGoldrick were shoulder to shoulder. It looked fair enough. But the free kick has been given. And Irwin will take it. Irwin with the free kick. A great goal by Alan McLaughlin, the substitute. It's 1-1 and the Republic live again. Oh, what an occasion for McLaughlin. His 15th cap for the Republic, and the Portsmouth player hit that so truly. Header out was by Taggart, but he had one touch to control it, and then left-footed wide of Tommy Wright. And suddenly, the dream is rekindled, one apiece. Whistles are ringing out from the support here at Windsor Park, which is almost 100% behind Northern Ireland. Quinn's flick on. And again, Townsend who knocked it up. That was Fleming. Townsend again. This is Terry Phelan. There was no help for him, but he's got a free kick. Tommy Wright anxiously organising his defence, and Terry Phelan leaving the kick eventually to Dennis Irwin. Didn't get it past Maldonaghy. Knocked into Phelan. Now they may be caught short a little bit here, the Republic knows. Good cover by the substitute and goal scorer McLaughlin, who's just checking with the officials on the touchline for information about the other score. And I'm sure the fact that Spain are winning 1-0 will have been relayed to these Republic players. Maybe a 1-1 result would be the perfect outcome, and it is a 1-1 draw. And the Republic celebrate what they believe is a passage to the World Cup in the United States. the latest score that they know from the other matches, that Spain are winning 1-0, and if that stays the case, they will qualify as a result of having scored more goals. What a night of drama.
Indeed, 1-1 it finished in Belfast, and afterwards Jack Charlton, the Republic manager, spoke with Tony Gubba.
Jack, the outcome was perfect for you in the end, but was that a happy experience tonight?
No, not a very happy experience. It was one of those games where we kept getting a result in Spain were winning 1-0 right away through, and then we gave a goal away at a time in the game and we couldn't really... It was one of those felt that when we hit it and it dips under the crossbar and you go, oh shit, we've had so many of those and we've never struck one, and the first one they get to do it right. And then it's an uphill battle to get equal, and we got a good equaliser from Alan.
A wonderful goal from the guy who you just sent on as a substitute.
Yes, well, Alan is a good player around that area, around behind the front too, and he's done it for us before. And then we went close to getting in the winner, but we didn't. And it was just a tense match when you know what's going on in Seville, and you know that if we can hang on to a draw, well, we can keep a draw. But then again, you're thinking, well, they're liable to score in the last seconds in Brazil, in Seville. So it's all. I wasn't very happy with our performance tonight. We played a lot better than that and can play a lot better than that. But they battled hard at the back and frustrated us a great deal.
But it was always going to be a tense affair with so much at stake.
Yes, it was tense, and I'm glad it's all over now.
We had some close-ups of you during the game. You didn't smile much.
No, I wasn't very happy during the game. The movement wasn't good for us, and our ball possession wasn't good, and our finishing was dreadful. I mean, every time we had a ball that looked like it needed striking, we either hit the bloody thing over the bar or we miskicked it or something went wrong.
But it's understandable, surely, with the...
Not understandable. The professional players should hit the ball a lot better than they've done. Ray Houghton had 3 chances, good chances, and he messed up every one. I mean, Raymond says, well, I was the only one that takes it. I'm there to take the chances. Quite correct. Quite correct. But we've got to do a bit better than that if we're going to progress in World Cups.
But it's a 1-1 draw and you're there.
Well, there, been a long, hard trip. We've had 12 games to play in about 16 months, and players have had a very hard season this year. We could do with a little break now until probably March, and then we'll pick it up for the World Cup from there.
And you're the only team from this part of the world.
Oh, Wales go on.
No, Wales are out.
Oh, shit.
England are out.
Look, Terry would win today. Anyway, we're there.
Well done.
Jack Charlton and Tony Gubba not exactly seeing eye to eye. So what Jack and the Republic wanted was a low-scoring win in Seville. The main thing.
Well, of course, I think you just see the frustration and emotion in Jack there. I think it sums it up, you know. It's very, very tense. I watched the first half very closely, and there was hardly a pass in the game. It was just end-to-end, 60-yard, like kicking at either foot, you know, 60 yards, and there was nothing in the game at all. But then they gradually eased down. I think when Northern Ireland scored, actually, I think the Republic started to believe that they could never get something out of the game.
Northern Ireland made it difficult for them, and here's the Jimmy Quinn goal. It was a cracker.
It wasn't half. Packy's no chance. I'm glad to say that, because Quinn was involved in the build-up from the halfway line, but when he gets near the goal, the shot's in their eyes, it can end up anywhere, but fortunately for him, it's in the back of the net.
The Republic weren't at their best. We've seen them playing some stunning stuff. It was a difficult one, and they were happy to equalise quickly.
I think so. I think they badly needed it, you know, because the longer that game was going on, especially being in the north, it was getting very tense and anything could have happened. So when you're waiting on a result from somewhere else and you hear Spain are 1-up, then it was vital that they got at least a draw that gave them a half a chance to get through, and they were glad when it came.
And the longer it had gone without them equalising, the more twitchy they'd have got towards...
Well, that's right, you know, when they can come back, they put a sub on and quite quickly gets a goal. I mean, then they can even relax just a little bit because they know that at least they've got half a chance of getting somewhere, you know. But if it went on another 10-15 minutes, I could have seen maybe even the North maybe getting another goal, especially on the break.
Let's have a look at the goal then, which gave the Republic of Ireland the 1-1 draw. It was Alan McLaughlin, the sub, Charlie.
Yeah, it was. I think, as Jack says, round about that area, it's a good left foot shot. It's actually swerving away from the goalkeeper and gives them no chance again. It was a great goal for the Republic.
And just a quick chance to have a look at Group 3 table. And Ireland...
No, we haven't quite finished yet. We're into a couple of minutes of injury time in this game. And then we shall set ourselves up for extra time, but not for the moment. Yes, that's the whistle, ending with drama and with controversy. We're going to have extra time here at Puebla, and I hope you'll...
Time coming up, we go across to Ron Atkinson and again to Jerry Harrison. Extra time again for you tonight, Jerry.
Yes, we're getting used to that, but I don't know whether the Belgian players are, because they were exhausted after their success against Russia. They've had a few days to recover, of course, but away we go again. 2 periods of 15 minutes, and then possibly the dreaded penalties, and both managers said whatever happens in this game, we don't want to go to penalties. But you've probably got your own opinions about that. What about you, Ron?
Yes, well, I was thinking extra time as well. The first 2 or 3 minutes after they've had a quick break, people might just tend to lose concentration, and it always seems there's a goal very early on in extra time situations.
Here's Kurleman's getting forward. Patrick Vervoort. Grun, and wide for Klaassen to chase with no chance. Calderé. Eloy and Butragueño up front. They're 2 lively, small players. Spain, of course, have used both their substitutes, and Senor is getting forward there. Just stopped by Vervoort. It's only Klaassen up front for Belgium. Deep in Spanish territory here, but always a lone ranger. And the referee's done it again. But that's 1-1 during the course of the game. Breaks to Kurlemans. Kurlemans, they say, starts at a slow pace and finishes at a quicker pace. He certainly did in the game against Russia. But here's Vervoort's cross. Wasn't quite there. Good gathering by Zubizarreta. Calderé. Victor, and down goes Butragueño, challenged by Bros, the one substitute the Belgians have used. Eloy, and another challenge. And again, the referee is on to Bros. And Spain making progress. The wind getting up here. The tension very taut. Plots and counter-plots here. Calderé and Michel possibly, and Gallego might have a dig. Gallego checking back as Calderé went forward, and doing the same thing again. It's away by Geretz, but it's still Spain's possession. Senor. Cover from Ronquin, into trouble almost. Nice ball forward, just cut out by Gallego. Camacho, surely the morale of the 2 teams, Spanish must be higher. Victor, back to Calderé, blocked. Schifo. Have to knock it around a bit until they can get a bit of support forward. Grun, Vervoort on his left. There's Kurlemans. Schifo and Vervoort again. A little bit cat and mouse at the moment, but Eloy has dived in and pinched it. He's nippy and he's got good legs. He's the freshest of them all. And a flying header there.
There's no danger since the Spanish substitution. Senor and Leloy have given them a lot more busyness and a lot more pace about the side. And he's certainly impressive. I heard Kevin talking about someone earlier that reminded me of Peter Beardsley. This lad seems to have Eloy seems to have the same mannerisms as him.
In a lot of the games, Julio Salinas has run hard for an hour or so, and then Eloy has come on. He did well, particularly against Algeria, making one goal, scoring another. And now he's earned them a corner here. Butragueño, Gallego, and Camacho with best possibilities. The Mall gets it only away as far as Calderé now. Senor, will he have another bang from a distance? Not a bad ball, and Calderé's in there! It's a mistake by De Mol.
It was a let-up, certainly, and I think Calderé should have done an awful lot better. Is there a suggestion he might... Oh, it doesn't show it there. I thought he might have just shown De Mol pulling down with his hand as well. But Calderé will be cursing himself there.
So now the atmosphere very different for the huge body of Spanish Mexican supporters here. Now perhaps they have the scent of the semi-final. Goretz chooses not to pass back, while Butragueño recovers from the knock. Schifo evading the tackle of Camacho. De Mol. Schifo going in again on Julio Alberto.